But to lay out the process for this project, it's the town has known for several decades that the high school needed to be renovated or replaced. In the late 1990s, there was a plan to go forward that didn't meet debt exclusion vote requirements. So a lesser project was conducted in the early 2000s, knowing that about 25 years later, we were going to have to come back and do a significant project. So we have been applying to the Mass School Building Authority, the MSBA, to get into their program to get grant funding for this. We were very lucky and were admitted into the program after in the third year of trying to apply. There have been other communities that are at 9 or 10 years waiting to get into the program. So the process was to apply. Once we were admitted into the program, the first phase was to create a school building committee, which is a requirement of the MSBA for the state process, to shepherd the way the project is developed and to hire the technical team, architects, and the owner's project manager. We did that. Essentially what Lexington did is we made recommendations to the MSBA, and a committee of the MSBA with a few Lexington members made the final selections and hired Doran Whittier as the owner's project manager and SMMA as the architect for the feasibility stage of the project. Neither of those two firms will necessarily remain after feasibility. We will have to re-engage them for any construction development project. Once we had the school building committee, we hired the architects and they engaged the key stakeholders in the school, various committees across the town, and open sessions for the public to come, forums as well as key focus groups on particular types of issues like recreation issues, safety and security, sustainability, the aesthetics of the building. Those were all brought out to members of the public to hear concerns, interests, and form the concepts that would go forward. So at this stage, where the school building committee has narrowed what had come to be 19 options to 6, and we are in the process of getting to a November 12th deadline for selecting the single concept that will be given to the architects to actually go out and design. So in the set of designs or concepts, I'm careful not to say design because that implies a lot more detail than where we are at this stage. But of the concepts, the MSBA requires us to submit a concept which is simply what does it take to bring the existing building up to code? There is another concept that is a renovation or addition renovation to make the facility meet the education program. And then there's new construction. Given the site, the current building occupies a particular footprint, so additions, renovations are on that general footprint, but new construction is more easily thought of by located on some of the fields. So the options generally fall into new construction on fields or some form of renovation in addition on the existing footprint. It turns out that we did get one entirely new construction phased project that would be on the general footprint of the existing building. So we are winnowing those down to a single project to proceed with for full schematic design, which is going to take almost a year to develop, be submitted to the MSBA next spring, and go through their process of evaluation. And should they feel it meets the education program properly, and they are willing to admit us into building that particular design, it would come back to Lexington to go to town meeting to get a debt authorization funding vote. That's when the budget would be set for the the value of the project. And should town meeting give us a 2/3 vote in favor of the project, we would go out to a debt exclusion vote by the general voters of Lexington. The town meeting vote would be in November, and we would anticipate, should that be successful, that it would go out to debt exclusion in December.